In this presentation we're going to be working on Classwork Exercise 6 Spreadsheet Skills. You need a copy of this folder in your home folder. You'll need to copy the whole folder to the H drive. Now that you've copied the folder to the H drive, you can look at the task description sheet. The task description sheet is a Word document. You see it here. If you open that folder, you should be able to read this document. You're going to need to open Project 13 Bleak Test Data, and if you do that, you should see this folder, this file. This file contains bleak test results for numbers of students taken some years ago, and the bleak test scores are recorded here for 3 occasions. Here you see Jonathan Chambers scoring 6.5, 7.4, 7.6 on the bleak tests. First task we've got, task 1, is to apply something called conditional formatting, and we're going to display different colours in different boxes, if you like, on the spreadsheet, depending on the scores that the student achieved. So if the bleak test score was 1 to 5, I'd like to see the colour red, and if this bleak test score was above 6 or 6 and above, I want to see the colour green displayed. I'm going to show you how to do that now. This is called conditional formatting. Formatting a cell based upon conditions that you've defined for that cell. It can make it very easy to read. The first thing we're going to do is need to go to Home, and you'll see this box here, conditional formatting. What I'd like to do is to conditionally format all the cells which are contained in this column. So I've highlighted it, then click on conditional formatting and you'll see these options. The option I'm interested in is setting up some rules for the highlighted cells. Now if the cells are less than 6, I want them to be red. So I click on less than, and I'll put a value in here. If they're less than 6, then the colour I'd like, well, I don't want light red fill. I'm going to do a custom format. I'm going to really fussy here. I'm going to force it so that the fill colour is red and the font colour will be not automatic but black. Okay, and you can see already the low scores have come up in red background with a black text. I'll OK that, and then still got the cells highlighted. I'd like to conditionally format the highlighted cells, but now I'd like to think about what happens when the value is greater than. Well, if the bleak test score is greater than 5.9, I'd like it to appear green. I'm going to use custom format again. I'm going to set the fill colour to a nice bright green, and I'm going to change the font colour. I'll keep that black, and I'll OK that. So now you can see all the cells are highlighted, green cells being the higher scores and the red cells being the lower scores. I'm now going to repeat that exercise for the other 2 bleak test scores, taken here and set up the formatting there. I'll do that by highlighting the whole area this time, not just one column, and I'll apply the same rules to that whole area. You can see I've applied the formatting now to the second column here with a set of rules, there is another facility here which might make it easier for you, and that is there's something here called Format Painter. If you like the look of a particular selection, you can apply that look and all those formats to another set of cells in the document by using this button here. So for example, if I said I really like the way I've applied conditional formatting in this column, I've highlighted it, I can format the painter and say, right now I'd like you to apply the same set of formatting to that column. So now the third column is done. Right, if you look at the task sheet, you can see we've done task 1, conditional formatting. We're going to task 2. Task 2 is to use some functions called maximum and average, and I'll demonstrate how we can work out the maximum score and put the results into a column. Please make sure you screen dump the results of task 1 into a Word document before you press on to task 2. Right, if we go back here, here is a cell, and I'd like the maximum of these 3 cells to be put into this cell. So all formulae begin with an equal sign. You'll see the equal sign has gone up here. You can type this in by hand, or you might find if you click on FX, you'll find list of recently used functions or most popular functions I'll put there, and you'll see maximum is there, maximum, okay. And what I'd like is the maximum of, and I can click here on this cell and drag, left click, drag across the maximum from G6 to I6, then simply press enter, and the maximum's gone into that column. Once I've got the maximum in that column, I can copy the formula down. You see the green box on the right hand side, click on that green box all the way down, and now I've got maximum in that column. So this is the maximum bleep test score. I'm now going to repeat the same for average. Again, I'll click here, and I'm going to type equals. Let's have a look. It's probably in the list here. I'm looking for average. There it is. I click on OK, and I'm going to, you'll see this little button here which allows me to select the cells to be absolutely sure. The cells of interest are going to be from G6 to I6, enter, and you'll see now that the average score is 7.2, and you can copy these down like I did before. You now see I've got max score and average score. If I wanted to, I'd like those numbers to be in the center of the cells. Go to home, click on center, and now you see I've centralized those. We're going to use an if function now. This is another Excel function, and I'd like to display the word beginner or advanced automatically based upon the score someone gets. So if someone's got an average bleep test score of 1 to 5, it should display the word beginner, and if they've got an average bleep test score of 6 and above, they should display the word advanced. Okay, we're going to use a different function now, but every function begins with an equal sign. So I type equals, I'll go to f of x, which is the function list, and if is a very common function, so I'll select if, and you can see it's constructing the function there for me. Now, an if function has a test followed by an outcome which would be displayed. If that test is true, then the certain word beginner should be displayed, and if the test is not true, we would like the word advanced to be displayed. And the test that we're going to need to undertake is to work out if the average score is less than 6, and that would be a beginner. So I'm going to click on this red button here so to select a cell. So I'm saying if that cell K6 is less than 6, enter. If K6 is less than 6, display the word beginner, otherwise display the word advanced. And now you can see it's displayed the word advanced. And if you want to, you can now, don't have to type in every single one. You could do the next one, if, I can type it up manually as well, if, and we can look at the logical test, the logical test this time. The same again, I could say, well, if the average score is less than 6, display beginner or advanced. Now obviously I don't want to do this every single time, so what I'm going to do is, having done one or two, you can click on the green box on the right there and drag that down, and you've got beginners and advanced displayed automatically depending on their average score. Now I should get the results. It looks something like this, and I've annotated this with my task descriptions here with arrows and nice little boxes, and this is something you should practice doing, and you should do in your screen dump. You can see all the advanced and beginner notes there describing the scores. One thing I would like to do is to rename this sheet, and if you click on the word sheet at the bottom and rename, we could call this tasks 1 to 3 sheet. and that allows us to keep the results there, and we can work on additional sheets later on, 2, 3, 4, and rename them, so we can organize all our work in a very clear way. Okay, in your controlled assessment and even in this exercise, we would like to be able to provide a screen dump or a printout which actually shows the formula that you've been using, not just the results of those formulae. There's a formula there. You see the word advanced, and there's the formula. There's a formula there, max score, there's the formula. Well, to display that, it's not very pretty the way of doing this, but I'll show you how to do it. You have to go to File, Options, Advanced, go right down the list, and we're going to find a tick box right down the list here which says Show Formulas in Cells instead of the calculated results. So I click that, OK that. Now you'll notice the cells have done a strange thing, they've got a bit wider, but you'll notice that we've now got all these formulae displayed, and you can increase the size of the box if you wish. But do a screen dump of this to show me and the moderator what formulas you've been using to produce those numbers. It's vital for your controlled assessment you do a formula view printout. Right, well, we're going to go on to task 4 and 5. We're going to do sorting now. First thing is copy the data into the new worksheet, sort the results into alphabetical order, and name the new worksheet task 4. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to copy all the data. Now the easiest way to copy data from one sheet to another is to click on the top left right there, and that highlights all the cells. And then you can right click copy, go to sheet 2, and we can do right click paste, and all the values now have gone into sheet 2. And I'm going to rename this sheet as I've said, task 4. Let's just check it's task 4. Yeah, task 4 and 5. So. Well, to do a simple sort on all this data, we need to highlight all the data, and I'd like to get it all into alphabetical order, and it's going to we're going to need to go to the Data tab, and you'll see here that you've got Sort, and I've highlighted the whole area, and I click on Sort, and we're going to sort by a particular column, and I think I'd like to sort by column, well, C would be by surname here, and that might be the best thing to sort it on, so it's C. So it's A to Z on the values in C, and if I click OK, you now notice we've got the B's, C's by surname right down to the Y's here. And it's sorted all the rest of the data for you because you highlighted the whole area first. That's called a simple one-level sort. Right, I'm going to copy the data from this worksheet into a new sheet, and I've shown you how to do that just now, so I'll do it again, and I'm going to call the new sheet Task 5. Now in Task 5, I want to take all this data, and I'm going to do a different type of sort. I'm going to do a two-level sort in Task 5. I'm going to sort by gender and then by surname. So I want to sort it into boys and girls, and then I'm going to sort it by the girls' names. So if we go back to the data, I'm on Task 5 here. You see here I've just got all the girls and boys mixed together. So again, I'll highlight the whole area. This is the sort. And we're going to go to Data, and I'm going to go to Sort again, and I want to sort by gender first. Make sure this box is unticked so that you don't include a header row, right, so it's not checked. And then you can sort by which column you want. Well, I'd like to sort by gender, and the gender column is column F. And then I would like to add another level, a second sort, because after you've sorted it by gender, then I'm going to sort it by, well, let's go by first name in this case just for fun. I'm going to go by column B. So it'll be boys and girls, and then sorted by their, so I've got Alfredo through to Nathaniel, and then I've got Abigail all the way down through to Sarah. The second video will take you through the remaining tasks. We've now completed tasks 1 to 5. Make sure you've done the screen dumps, and then continue.